wanted to cover some really practical tips, some things that I've found really useful, some tools, not so much on the changing the thought pattern side of things, but these definitely make the experience a lot easier. They're tools that I believe everyone should be using, and they're pretty easily accessible. Some of these are, a couple of them are connected to changes in how you're approaching things, your thought patterns, but most of these are really actually tools that you can either buy or implement into your routines and your health creation, your epic health trajectory. So one of the things I mentioned is how we could get better sleep, how we can wake up feeling more energized, feeling like you're getting the most out of your sleep that you can. And one of the things is, so you see here, asked as a question, do you feel tired? Do you feel exhausted at the end of the day? Or in parentheses, do you feel victorious? So this is pretty common. I get this a lot from clients that they'll say, oh, I'm just exhausted. I'm overwhelmed, could be. And with everything that we talk about here, you really want to consider overwhelmed and exhaustion as software. And going back to those habitual sentences that we're using, one of the examples I gave, a couple calls ago, a couple weeks, was, are you busy telling yourself, oh, I hate being sick, this is terrible, and that, versus I love my immune system, this is amazing, it's protecting me, it's doing all the necessary things to keep me healthy and get toxins out of my system. So really getting conscious about the language that we're using, how you're talking to your body. And then at the end of the day, I mean, how often do we hear, one of the common things is, hey, how are you doing? Oh, I'm so busy. Oh, I'm busy. And then, at the end of the day, what is that self-talk that you're using? Oh, I'm so tired. Even in the morning when you wake up, oh, I'm so tired, and oh, it's Monday, and oh, I hate Mondays, and these are all connected. These are all part of the same kind of point that I'm making here about your habitual sentences and using NLP to benefit you. So, instead of saying exhausted, do you say you're victorious? I had an amazing day. Man, I was busy. I'm depleted on energy, but not only am I exhausted, man, I left everything out there. I am victorious. And, there's still some things left on my to-do list for tomorrow, but it'll be waiting for me when I wake up. And I just feel amazing about everything that I was able to accomplish today. Now, if you can't make those sentences authentically, that's a different question. But to get into a new habit of not just saying how tired and exhausted you are, but how victorious are you because of all that you got done. Now, here's one of these practical things. This is, science-based. The science on sleep is that we generally sleep in 90-minute cycles. So, in order to get to REM, it occurs during one of these 90-minute cycles. So preferably, you do not want to wake up in the middle, or any time really, during that 90-minute cycle. So they say 8 hours of sleep. Well, it's more like 7.5 hours is more ideal. But if you're counting in, 15 minutes to go to sleep plus 15 minutes to wake up, then yeah, 8 makes sense. But you really want to get smart about how you're setting your alarm so that you're getting full cycles in. So 6 hours is better than 7 hours. And it's a misnomer that, you know, I think a lot of people believe that the more sleep you can get when you're tired, the better. Well, not necessarily. It's quality a lot of the times over quantity. So be very conscious about that. And then, you know, subconscious commands, again, what you're telling yourself when you go to sleep. What, you know, what do you want to dream about? Have you ever thought about that? Do you command your dreams? Do you ask for specific things to be done while you're dreaming? I, I can't tell you how many times I was able to work out something that was, you know, either bothering me, or I had to talk something through with someone, or I had a disagreement, or there was a problem I needed to solve. I do a lot of that stuff in my sleep. And I wake up feeling better. I wake up feeling a lot of times with resolve, because that's what I'm asking for. I'm asking for my brain to work through things. So, you know, you could say I'm working while I'm sleeping, but I'm just asking my subconscious. So you'll be amazed at what happens when you actually do this, when you actually tell yourself, tell your subconscious what you want to do. Do you want to astral travel? Do you want to go visit, you know, parts of the universe? Do you want to fly? What, you know, again, you'll be shocked at the capacity and the amazing things your brain does while you're asleep. Oh, and by the way, if you don't remember your dreams, maybe try asking to remember your dreams, and keep a dream journal, so that the minute you wake up, when you write it down, it tremendously helps with recollection. And then with so you see here, Paziz, if you like to nap, or you want to nap, or maybe you've had troubles napping in the past, Paziz is a great app to use. It uses basically sound waves to put you into a sleep cycle quicker. So you can program it to do like 20-minute naps, 30-minute naps, 90-minute, whatever you want. So Bill's daughter, Bonnie, who's a nurse, she swears by this technology, by this application. It's a free app. I think they have paid versions if you want to unlock more.
Hey, Brian, I
Yeah,
swear by it too. This is Kate. I've been using it for like 10 years. I love it, love it, love it.
there we go. We got another one, another believer. Um, yeah, it's pretty amazing how quickly it knocks you out, and you wake up feeling refreshed. Um, so highly recommend that if you're looking, if you want to be able to get a quick nap in during the middle of the day. Now, meditation. So this is tied to, I forgot who said it a couple times ago, breath work being very beneficial. One of the things that's extremely underrated, in my opinion, and not a lot of people talk about it, but the benefits that just consciously breathing has. There's a lot of studies, there's a lot of science coming out now that's seeing the benefits, supporting the benefits of meditation on a lot of things like stress reduction, anxiety, depression, blood pressure, inflammation, even addictions, so many more. I mean, it seems common sense almost that, you know, meditation would help you in these areas, but when you start to look at the data and look at the real effects that it's having, it's pretty profound. So if you're not doing this today, and by the way, you don't have to just sit there and in silence and close your eyes and breathe. That's only one way of meditation. You can do it, you know, exercise is a form of meditation. I love yoga for this reason. There's a, you know, moving meditation. This is more of a moving meditation. I find it easier to get into that flow state, or that place where you're really quieting the mind. You're quieting the mind to, you know, find some calm, find some peace, you know, balance yourself. Can't say enough about it. Meditation is absolutely one of those things everyone should infuse into their daily routine. You know, even better than just taking a nap. Meditate for 15 minutes, you'll feel like you just took a nap. Oftentimes even better, because sometimes you can feel a little bit groggy when you get up from a nap. So highly, highly recommend getting into that. And there's apps for this too. Joe Dispenza, the author that I mentioned a couple times ago, he has some great audios, guided meditations for this. There's so many resources out there, free resources. So try it out, you know, see what happens. I've mentioned ALCAT already before. This is the food sensitivity test, and it's not an allergy test. It's looking at how your body reacts to, you could go up to 300 some foods. Pretty amazing when you see the things that you react to, because it's like things you would never think about. You know, I always talk about the example of romaine lettuce. You'd think it's good for you. Yeah, not for everyone. It might be causing a reaction. It might be creating some kind of foods might be creating some sort of inflammation. So another great tool to use if you have, I don't recommend it for everyone, but if you have, you know, skin issues, inflammation issues, digestion issues, even just chronic fatigue, things like that. Yeah, you want to get really conscious about what you're eating. Qlinks, this is another product that we sell. So in full transparency, if you want one, we have some in stock. I can get you one, or you can just go to their website. We don't make a ton off of them. But this technology is designed to shield, I'll call it, shield you or protect you, minimize the effects of electromagnetic radiation. So when you think about the fact that your computer right now is emitting an electromagnetic field, your refrigerator, lights, there's electricity being, we're bathed in it all day long. And your thoughts, guess what, are electricity. So you have to consider the fact that there's some interference happening. And what Qlink technology does is basically act like a tuning fork.
Oh, shit.
So, oh, did someone say something? Oh, if you ring one tuning fork and you bring another one that's not ringing next to it, what happens? The one that's not ringing will start to ring, and it'll amplify the volume. It'll double it. So if you think of your body as a tuning fork emitting its own frequency, electromagnetic field, you're in essence strengthening that field so that you're not experiencing as much interference by electronics. So it's very minimal. It's almost unnoticeable until you actually test your body. So it affects things like flexibility and the speed at which you can think and recall information and strength even. And it's around, they say 10 to 30%. So you don't really notice it, the difference, but you, at least I've noticed a difference when I take it off and I forget to put it on. I've actually got sick one time because I misplaced it and I didn't have it on for a couple of days and I got sick. So I actually wear one. Just this little, it's not even electronic, it's a long copper wire that acts like an antenna or a tuning fork. So if you're interested, go to their website. They've got lots of great research and things that you can look at. And if you want one, I can certainly get you a price or get you one and send it to you.
Hey, Brian.
What's up?
I use their Clearwave clock. It's right up above my computer here.
Yeah.
Um, I've had that for 7, 8 years. I also have one I can wear, but I notice a difference when I'm away from my computer and I'm not remembering to put, the portable one around my neck.
Right.
During my move and transition, I didn't always have it nearby, and it was noticeable. Now I'm set up again, and it's right up above here in my office, and I'm a big believer.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy. I mean, I was a skeptic at first, and then I actually used it, and the more that I thought about it, it just makes sense. I mean, our phones, we're on our phones all day. I mean, you just got to think it has some kind of effect, even now with, the whole 5G technology, and I'm not fully on that um, conspiracy bandwagon per se, but yeah, it's a different it's a different wave, it's a different radiation that we're being bathed in now. And so that clear wave technology that Kate mentioned, the clocks, they have devices that you can just put in your room. They even have things I think you can put on the back of your phones. Um, but I just prefer to wear mine. And then fasting. So I've mentioned this before in previous calls. Uh, I believe it is one of those things that everyone should do at some consistent capacity. Um, you know, just think about the fact that religions, almost all religions, have done this for thousands of years. Look at Jesus and Gandhi and, whoever. You can look at many different, call them leaders, throughout our time. It's kind of interesting. This is what first put me onto it, when I dug into the reasons behind it. There's certainly spiritual reasons, which are very subjective and different for everyone. But really, the physical reasons as to what it does in the body, you're essentially resetting the system. You're giving your body a chance to sort things out. One of the metaphors I've always loved about it is, if you've got a garage and you're constantly, getting deliveries from Amazon, and you start filling that garage with boxes, and you're just getting deliveries every day, eventually your garage is going to fill up. And if you don't have the time to sort through the things, and you're constantly getting, boxes delivered, things get, clogged up, things get to capacity. You need to give your body a chance to sort through. And then for the prolonged fasts, so you could do intermittent, which is only for, there's many variations to it, 16 hours. You don't eat until noon, and then you stop eating at 8 o'clock. But for the prolonged ones, multi-hour or multi-day, even the 48-hour, there's a process at which your body goes into called autophagy, where it starts to eat from within, is what that is Latin for. And it starts to recycle bad, toxic, cancerous cells. So you're getting, again, your body a chance to recycle some toxic things out of it. So I think it is absolutely necessary. It's argued how often you should do it, but um, again, leave that up to your own research and make your own choices about what you want to do with that here. And then For specifically for fasting, Mercola.com is a very amazing resource. One of my favorites is one of Bill's favorite. He put me onto that as well. Very smart guy. It's Dr. Mercola. I even have here that a lot of the tips, so he has so many great articles, but this one was 21 health tips, celebrate 21 years of Mercola. And so there it is, 8 hours of sleep and get your vitamin D and sit less, move more, intermittently fast. There it is, consider water fasting. So it's just a great, quick resource. I've always loved his information. And if you want to do your own research, highly recommend going there. So those are my quick tips, quick actionable tools that you can implement right away.